Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the CDC recently released new guidance about the coronavirus and how it spreads. We talked with local health officials about the changes. And we now know more about when child care services will be back up and running here in the Commonwealth. Plus, a day many have been waiting for as restaurants are free to resume dine-in operations today. We talked with owners here in Perry County about how they've prepared for the change.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 5 o'clock on Friday, May the 22nd. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. Yesterday, not a terrible day. Some on and off rain showers, at least between here and Pike County. Let's bring Brandon in this morning to give us a breakdown of what to expect on this Friday. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning, Will, and we're looking at a lot of moisture showing up on live pinpoint Doppler radar, but not necessarily in falling rain. It's fog this morning there. That's why you're seeing that radar lighting up a lot of green there, a lot of moisture in the air. But as we take a look here and move on over to our fog, if I can get it to go this morning, we step over here and hit that bar. There we go. Took just a second there. Friday morning computer problem. But anyway, we're looking at the visibility there that is less than a mile in a lot of locations this morning. So keep that in mind if you have to travel this morning. It is dense fog. So just take care and take it easy out there on the roads. We take a look at those temperatures this morning. They are in the 50s, pretty much area wide from 52 to about 57. And your out the door forecast features again the possibility of some scattered showers today. But I think we're going to go from partly to mostly cloudy skies. We're going back and forth today with those clouds, and we'll see some warmer temperatures too as we get to right around 70. The rest of the forecast coming up here in just a little bit. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, the CDC recently released new guidance about the coronavirus. A common belief about how the virus spreads may be changing as health officials learn more about the virus every day. Some officials are now saying they believe the virus does not spread as easily on surfaces and objects. Local health officials say they were not surprised as they have seen a significantly less number of cases being transmitted from surfaces as cases from person-to-person contact. However, they do not want people to get the wrong idea about this information.
We're just seeing that there's not nearly as many cases that are being transmitted from that surface to person contact. It is primarily person to person.
That is not a green light to go ahead and touch everything and then touch your mouth or nose and eyes again.
This new information is merely a guidance, so people do not have to go overboard with cleaning, instead focusing on the main mode of transmission, prolonged human contact. Well, Governor Andy Beshear announced 135 new cases and 10 new deaths in last night's COVID-19 briefing. The state total now rests at 8,286 cases and 386 deaths. A bit of good news, however, more than 3,000 of those people have recovered. Well, parents, good news for you today. The governor also announced news about reopenings in the month of June last night. In-home daycare can start June 8th, and larger daycare centers will be able to resume on the 15th. Health Cabinet Secretary Eric Friedlander said those small groups need to be staggered with daily temperature checks for children and staff. Family events are discouraged and field trips should be eliminated. He stressed that adults will need to wear masks and some children will need to as well. Well, retail stores opened on Wednesday, and while many are open, some signs on doors still stay closed. The Mountain Muse in downtown Prestonsburg is one of those places. The store's owner has arthritis, and the medicine she takes weakens her immune system. So she is erring on the side of caution and not opening. She says all of her business has moved online. She sells everything from candy to antiques. While she's not planning on closing, she says having to change up how her business runs has been difficult.
There's no good information. It's, there's, oh, you should do this. Well, maybe you should do this. And you've got to figure it out all on your own and essentially come up with a whole new business plan on how to run your currently established business.
The store will be somewhat open again on June 2nd, but even then it will only be to pick up. In the meantime, she is pushing as much as she can online. Well, restaurants will be able to serve to dine-in customers starting today. Since March 16th, restaurants have been having to serve to go and carry out orders only. More than 2 months later, dining rooms in Kentucky will be opened at 33% capacity. Thursday, Sazón Mexican restaurants spent time preparing to open their tables and booths. The staff met with the health department, who made sure procedures were put in place to follow the new guidelines.
Like all my employers, they have to wear masks and gloves, and make sure we clean every booth really well, sanitizer.
Sazón will have stations for patrons to use hand sanitizer and will also space guests out. Sazón hopes to open their outdoor seating soon also. Well, one of the requirements for those restaurants to reopen is that indoor dining rooms, again, will be limited to that 33% capacity. But outdoor dining just needs to have a 6-foot distance between tables. Prime 606 Steakhouse in Perry County capitalized on that. Prime 606 was building their own patio, but the weather delayed it. The Hazard Country Club stepped in and allowed the restaurant to use both patios, giving them the most outdoor seating in Perry County.
Still going to be able to start out tomorrow with 70 outdoor seats. Umbrellas on a lot of them. Great atmosphere here at the golf course. So, you know, we just, we're tickled to death to invite people here and see what we have to offer.
Prime 606 is super excited, as you just heard, to have guests back, as they were only open for 5 weeks before the pandemic, at least in Perry County. Well, thanks for getting your day started with us right here on Mountain News This Morning. Coming up, boats line the docks at Lake Cumberland, preparing for Memorial Day weekend. But how will it look with social distancing requirements? We asked some experts.
Foggy this morning, but the good news is as we head deeper into the Memorial Day holiday weekend, conditions should improve. I'll have the full forecast in about 3 minutes.